So this single speed bike, right, I got from Bike and Brew in Calgary, all city super professional single speed. Double checking the gear ratio, it's 44 to 18. 44 to 18 that many people online say is the best ratio for urban bike. But I rode it a few times and it just feels a bit too easy, and the maximum speed, even if you pedal really hard, it's not very fast, but it does take off from stop very easy, right? So it's a good, you pick up speed fast and you don't feel too much, pressure, and you can climb a bunch of hills. Now what it means, 44 to 18, is that if you divide 44 by 18, it's 2.44, which means that for one cycle of pedals, your wheels turn 2.44 times. And so I decided to calculate, okay, so what's the maximum, what does my speed will be at the, regular cadence, like regular rotation, or regular speed of, rotating the pedals. And people say most cyclists are comfortable doing 80 to 90 revs per minute with the pedals. And so I figured, okay, 80 revs per mile. How do you figure your speed? Okay, well, we have the multi-powerful formula P times D equals the circumference length, right? So I measured my tire, the diameter on the bike, it's 70 centimeters, 0.7 meters. And P times the diameter is 2.19 meters, which means that the circumference, the length of my tire, when it does one turn, it covers 2.19 meters. This is fascinating stuff, okay? And so one cycle of pedals at 44.18, your wheel spins 2.44 times, right? So now we know that the circumference is 2.19 meters, so we can easily calculate that 2.44 times 2.19, that's 5.38 meters for one rotation, and you do 80 rotations per minute. So 5.34 times 80 is 427 meters and 48.48. So 427.48, that's in 1 meters, times 60, that's the speed in kilometers per hour. And I came up with 25.6. So if I spin my pedals at 80 RPM and the gear ratio is 44 to 18, and the diameter of my tire is 70 centimeters, the max I can do at 80 RPM is 25.6 kilometers per hour, which is very close to speed of light, but not quite there enough. And so I've been thinking about making the bike a bit faster, but still keeping the ability of climbing hills, because I'm in Calgary, Alberta. There's quite a few hills over here, so I don't want to just walk the bike every time I see a hill, since I only have a single speed. And so I just wanted to play with the ratio a little bit, and it seems that the cheapest and easiest way to adjust the gear ratio is to replace the cog in the back, not the big sprocket in the front, but the small cog in the back. So again, right now my front one has 44 teeth, the rear one has 18, and I called the bike shop where I bought the bike. I said, how expensive is it? Like, let's say if I want to go to 16, 44 to 16. And they said, well, the cog is anywhere from $20 to $60, and the labor to install it is $20, which seems very reasonable. And so what I did the same calculation with, so 80 RPM on the pedals, but now we have 44 to 16, which means that instead of 2.44 wheel rotations, we go to 2.75. So for one rotation of pedals, we have 2.75 rotations of the wheel. And so we take 2.75 times 2.19, which is the circumference of the wheel, times 80 revs per minute, times 60 minutes in 1 hour, and we come up with a crazy 28.9 kilometers per hour. So 4418 is 25.6 kilometers per hour at 80 revs per minute. 44 to 16 is 28.9 kilometers per hour at 80 revs per minute. So you gain 3.3 kilometers, which I think is pretty good. So basically, if two people start to ride at the same time, and one guy has 44 to 18, and the other guy has 44 to 16, and they pedal at the same, let's say, 80 RPM, the guy with 44 to 16, after 1 hour, will be 3 kilometers ahead. 3 kilometers. You know, I think that's pretty good. So that's what I'm gonna do. So mod 1 was updating the saddle. Now I have a much more comfortable saddle. And now I just want to make the bike a bit faster, still, you know, maintaining the ability to climb hills. And so I just want to change it a little bit. So we're gonna go from 44 to 18 to 44 to 16. And now we know that those two teeth give you extra 3 kilometers per hour. Cool?